Hi, welcome to Framations. Today we have with us one of our favorite customers, Gordon Kummer, and he's going to talk a little bit about some of his photography. Gordon, tell me, how long have you been doing photos now?
Oh, I really didn't get too interested in photography until digital cameras came around about 2004.
Yeah?
And then I started taking a lot of pictures and playing with them, and so trying different types of processing and so.
So do you do all the photo processing yourself now, or do you send it out to a lab?
Oh, I do it all myself.
All yourself? And do you soup them up too? You do some manipulating here and there?
Yeah. Some of them I use artistic approaches that makes them almost look like they are paintings instead of photographs, and so it just depends what strikes me with the particular image I'm playing with.
Cool. Well, tell me about this image here. Where did you take that one?
This one was over in Illinois, close to the intersection of I-70 and I-55 going up towards Chicago. It's down off the side of the road off of I-70 on the north side.
All right.
And I saw this cool barn with the flag painted on it, and the
That's a pretty cool place.
different sayings and so, and I had seen that coming back on a trip, so I went back one day and drove around to find the road. I couldn't get to it directly from the highway, so
You had to take the road not taken.
yeah, that's a fairly good description, and found it and walked down in their field behind the barn and took this picture.
Oh, that's awesome. So what's your favorite part of the piece?
Well, it's you see sometimes barns that are painted, so, and this is such a proud owners that stand up for America. They want to let people know what they believe and so about our great country.
And barns are such a disappearing thing off of the United States landscape. So it's actually really important to document barns, because one of these days, most of the really cool ones are going to be gone.
They're every day. They're more
of them are disappearing. Yep. Well, let's move on to another piece here. Let's see here. What do we have behind? I'm gonna step out here real quick. Tell me a little bit about this one. This one looks like you did more manipulation on it.
Yes, I did. This one is at the Missouri Botanical Garden, the Cactus House, Linnean House they call it, and I go to the garden regularly, and many times I'll start out in the Linnean House, and this particular day, on certain days they open at 7, and that's when I usually get there.
I can see you got the morning sun there.
Yes. This particular day, the sun was shining through the open door at the end of the house, and it was lining up the stained glass in the top of the windows, and the different cactus were illuminated. I thought kind of an interesting effect, so I took that picture, and then that's one that I played with using artistic tools, so to make it look like it was a painting rather than a straight photograph.
So once you got your great shot, how long did it take you when you got home to the manipulation and the just getting that final touches on it? Is that hours on end? And
no, and it's not necessarily that I do it all at once. I will normally process all of my images in Photoshop and then sometimes I will let them set for a few weeks and then go back at them and look at them and different things come into my mind at different times.
Yeah, well, what do they say? A piece of art is never really finished until it's sold.
That's right. That's right.
Well, let's see what the next one behind here is. Oh, that one's beautiful.
Yes,
they're all beautiful.
That's up at Branson, the big Cedar Lodge, and this particular area of the lodge they call it Top of the Rock. And with the sunset and the Indian statue, that statue I believe is a reproduction. It was called End of the Journey or something, and it's from Pennsylvania, but they had this infinity pool where they put the statue in. And it just so happened that I was there in the evening with the sun getting near the horizon and the some nice clouds in the sky.
Yeah.
And
That's an awesome perspective. Like you look at like the rule of thirds, and you nailed that one, Gordon. That's beautiful.
and it I always like sunrises and sunsets. So a lot of my pictures I try to be there either at sunrise or sunset.
Now, how far do you travel to do your photography?
I've been to all 48 states.
Wow. So I'm assuming you have photos from all 48 states.
Or most of them. I haven't taken photos in all of them.
Well, this looks like another one from Missouri, from the Missouri Botanical Garden.
Yes, this one is from 2006, and this was a heavy ice storm that we had on a Thursday evening, and Friday I worked and at lunch break I went out and took pictures, but I went out Saturday
Brave the
morning.
ice storm.
Yeah, I went out Saturday morning to the garden, got there early, and got some interesting pictures of the ice on the trees and on the different plants and so, and of course this bridge is part of the Japanese garden, which is on the back side of the Botanical Garden.
Oh yeah, the Japanese garden is world class. I mean, people come from all over the world to come see our Japanese garden, the Botanical Gardens. It's really, if you don't miss going to the Botanical Gardens if you love nature while you're here in St. Louis, because it's gorgeous and scenic, beautiful. So if somebody wanted to buy some of your work, where could they do that, Gordon?
Well, I haven't really been actively pursuing sales of my work. I do it more for fun and enjoyment. But if someone had an interest, they could contact you and
I'll hook you
here at
up with
Framations.
Gordon. Gordon's not one of our resident artists. He's one of our awesome customers. Sometimes he enters some of our shows, so we don't always have his work here in stock. But you can always contact us, and we can put you in touch with Gordon. We can get you a copy of one of these beautiful pieces. Be awesome. Now, tell me about this place.
Okay, this is a barn in Indiana. Coming back from a trip to Pennsylvania, and along Highway 70, they have a road called the National Road. And I imagine before they created the interstate system, this was the main road through Indiana.
Okay.
It's about 10 miles off of I-70, and it follows it the whole course across Indiana, east to west.
So what was it about this piece that really drew you in and said, I have to capture this?
Well, barns have always interested me. They're part of our past, and this one is a really large barn, and it's been really fixed up nice. It is actually not used as a barn anymore, but rather as antique sales and so.
Oh, so you can buy some really cool antiques there, huh?
Yes,
Did
yes. Well, we were there before they opened up.
Oh, that's.
It was probably about 9 o'clock in the morning, and they
You
weren't
can
open.
tell the beautiful lighting, 9 a.m. lighting. It's always a great time to shoot. Tip, tip. Well, let's move on to the next one here. Let's see here. Wow.
This is another barn.
That one looks like you did some work on that one, too.
Yes, I did.
Editing on that?
Out in St. Charles County, Daniel Boone's home. This is about 2 or 3 miles from there. I had been to this barn several times, once in the winter, and this was in the earlier summer. And it just is an interesting barn, close to the road, easy to shoot, and
Nice.
and the light on it was good, and so I had to stop and take it from the side of the road.
Gordon didn't know he was going to get an impromptu interview here today, so he's a real champ for putting up with me. All right. Oh, neat place.
This is in Colorado, one of my favorite places to visit and shoot. My wife and I have been going out there since the early 70s. And
Have you climbed up these? Can you climb up this and get in there?
I don't think so.
That looks pretty scary.
Yeah, you would have to get on the other side of the creek, and so which isn't too bad, too hard to do. But
Yeah.
this was a mill used by the miners to crush their ore, so to separate the silver. I think this was.
Ooh, did you find any silver?
No,
No. Did you go digging for the silver?
no.
No. That is a cool shot.
But that's kind of picturesque, that old mill there on the edge of the rock face, and so.
It does make you kind of want to go, explore.
And there's so many places like this in Colorado, so many.
So what's the actual name of the place?
I think this is called the Crystal Mill.
The Crystal Mill. All right. Do we have another one under here? I think we do. This might be our last one. Let's see. Oh,
Okay.
I don't think I have it formatted right. Should that be vertical?
Yes, it's vertical. It's one of the flowers at the Botanical Garden. And of course, I've got hundreds and hundreds of pictures of flowers from the garden.
Here, let's flip this so it's going the right way so we can see it right. There we go.
And
Well,
here, I got it up here.
there we go.
And every time you go to the garden, if you go week after week, you see the flowers that are in bloom change.
Oh, yeah. This is a great time to see flowers in bloom.
Yes, yes, and a lot of beautiful pictures there besides flowers in bloom.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Gordon, for coming out. Give me an elbow bump here. We're still on that time period, right? Anyhow, so thanks for coming out and talking to us about your work. Loved it. Say hi to everybody. Say hi.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed them too.
Awesome. Have a great day.
Bye.